go live. The StreamYard. All right. Who we got? We got somebody already. Who's L? All right. What's going on? Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm Moroccan of Moorish descent. I'm 50 years old. And currently in Boston, Massachusetts. So African Americans are not African Americans. They're not even black. According to treaties, they're Moroccan subjects, subject to rules, abuse, and taxation until they return to Morocco and renounce the United States jurisdiction over themselves, over their property, and over their gold. It's quite serious. The Moroccan Empire is currently online. We have realized who we are. We're supposed to be charging 12.5% taxes annually to the United States. And if we don't know that we're Moors and we keep calling ourselves black, we're going to just be Moroccan subject to rules and abuse and taxation. Kind of sound like you and me, right?
You can't say that A word.
Oh, my bad. But kind of sound like you and me, right? Stuff that we go through, correct? Can you?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So how do you return? So if you look up DQSR on YouTube, you're going to see a public inauguration that happened. You're going to see two sisters standing next to two flags. I'm the second man that came up there. And you're going to see I pledge my allegiance back home to the Moroccan Empire. So right now I'm like in a halfway house. I'm halfway American and I'm working my way back home to mama, making America Morocco again and controlling the narrative and charging that 12.5%. That's $13 billion for infrastructure, generational wealth, and our, diplomats and that have immunities and protections. This will pay, So yeah, it's quite serious, the things that's taking place. I could put a couple reference points that you guys can look it up and, do your own erudition, if you will. And then, come back to the drawing board and be like, yo, he brought us something really to talk about. I bring value to the lives. I don't want to argue with people. I'm not here for that. I'm part of a Moroccan government. I'm a PGF. I'm a political group that's forming. I don't have time for arguments. I have time to show you who you are because we've done the work already. All we're doing is sharing it. All I'm doing is sharing it.
It sounds like bushmeat babble.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I said bushmeat babble.
All right, what's up, CR?
Like, tap up the screen.
Yeah, like the live, y'all, please.
Yeah, it's
all right, his bush job, okay, period.
Not the Bush job. Look at you, Bush factory.
Yeah, not Bush. We're Moroccans over here, so we're not Americans. You know what I mean? We charging the Americans the taxes.
Get off of our land then. Back to Morocco you go.
So again, we got to put things in perspective, dear. You're standing on Morocco. The whole world is Morocco.
You just said you're not American, therefore this is
the whole world is Morocco?
Listen, we both can't speak, and only one of us can speak so we can learn, right? So
yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
So the whole world is Morocco. How do we know that? According to the Madrid Convention of 1880, where all the Europeans signed off understanding themselves to be in Morocco. There's just a jurisdiction called
where did it say that at in the treaty?
According to the Madrid Convention.
No, I know about the Madrid Convention. When did they say that?
Whoever signed, you got to read all the provisions.
I read all the provisions. Where did they say specifically that the whole world is Morocco?
Okay, so hold on now. So do you know about Article 15?
Yeah, what's Article 15? Remind me of it.
It says any Moroccan subject that has been naturalized in a foreign country had the right to return to Morocco through an accession. That means either putting your hand up and acceding to some treaties or through an application, right?
Was the United States there at the time?
Of course. I'm going to break it down to you. You got to look at who signed off the treaty. That's how you know who was there.
But where does it explicitly say that the whole world is Morocco? That's what I'm asking.
Well, the people that signed off the treaty recognized themselves in Morocco. So I'm going to give you a little flashback.
That's because somebody signed off a treaty, they recognize themselves in Morocco.
So check it out. Check it out.
That starts explicit, because when we read things, it has to explicitly say something for it to be conveyed. I taught English before, right? So that being said, if they're not, hold on. Where does it explicitly say that the whole world is Morocco in that treaty?
Have to use the Sherman, right? It's called
the Sherman. Listen,
I let you talk. Let me land my plane
sir,
so that
you're
you
on my
can
panel. You're on my panel. You've been talking this whole time, sir. So with that being said, law is pretty straightforward. They tell you, yes, it is.
It is
every law I've
seen.
Law. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So Article 15 says that any Moroccan subject that was naturalized, if you were naturalized in Russia, America, Canada, Spain, Portugal, Europe, King of Austria, Germany, you had the right to return to Morocco, because those people
who's
that
the last
signed
sultan
off,
of Morocco in America? Who's the last sultan?
We got a new sultan. Never mind the last sultan.
Who was the last one? Oh, well, who's the current one? Who was that?
I'm gonna put it on the chat for you. You can look, baby boy. I got you.
Yeah. Well, who's the current sultan of Morocco, and who in America called it Morocco? Like the people that's actually from America, who called it Morocco?
Brother, this is not America. It is
America.
Remember, it was the 13 colonies before it was America.
Where does America come from?
Okay, so check it out. I'm gonna give you some erudition. George Washington was a British subject. You know that, right? He was paying taxes to Britain.
They all were.
All right. Now listen. Britain was abusing them, so he cut.
You
Britain
can't
off
say that A word up here. I told you that already.
He cut them off, and he went right to the boss man. He went right to Sid Muhammad and started writing letters, 1776, begging for refuge in greater.
I read that, right? Yeah, it's a specific line in that that letter. It said, what does it say? Because I talked to this with another Moor. He said, "Oh yeah, I don't remember the line verbatim, but he's saying Morocco is subject to them, not the other way around." He said Morocco is subject to them.
In the Treaty of Peace and Friendship?
No, not the treaty. In the letter to the Sultan, George Washington said Morocco is subjected to the United States.
That is a lie. You're false.
Pull it up. Hold on.
You do not read. You're a straight liar.
Dude, I do read. Hold on one second. I'm about to pull it up right now.
George Washington. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a scam audit.
Why you crashing out, sir? Let's actually read.
Darvin, I agree with you, Darvin. So you're talking about the letter. You're talking about late 1780s.
Yeah, the late 1780. Yeah, he left. He left. Yeah. Letter to Morocco. Yeah, George Washington. Yeah, it said I don't remember the line verbatim, but it says along the line, because the Moor try to flip it. It's saying that the U.S. is subject to Morocco, but when you actually read it, George Washington said that Morocco is subject to the United States.
Yeah, that's right. He better get up out of here. That's gonna call.
Yeah, it's a line about dominion in there. It's a line about dominion. And I looked up what dominion meant. Yeah, it's a line about dominion. Yeah, he's got these freaking Moors, yo. They always lie. It's so dramatic, yo. Always lie. They always mixing some stuff. That United States reigns dominion over Morocco. So yeah, I don't know what they talking about, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I just came up here to respond real quick to the backdrop, Darvin. I don't think that I think the technology is continuing to shift and change, and our trust of technology is continuing to be questionable about what it means to prove something from a genetical perspective. I'll give you an example. There's constantly new archaeological finds, and there's remains and things like that, where I don't. So somebody today, like for instance, my maternal side, my grandfather was an orphan. Okay. And what he said was what he thought. He didn't even know about his ancestors. So anybody making a claim today on the maternal side of my mom's family about where they're from, they can't say that with certainty. You know, and the same thing goes with a lot of people who claim to be from West Africa, North Africa, whatever. It's not something that can be provable unless everybody did a genetic testing and you said, hey, you are actually aligned with a majority of these people in a certain area. But maybe that'll happen a couple hundred years from now. But yeah, no one can prove
that would improve that in that area.
Right. No, you're exactly right. There's a further layer of and there would even be a further layer of proof of like, okay, what about these people migrating? I go back to like the Akkadians, the Canaanites, and some of these religious aspects associated with different groups. We have documents that are supposedly truthful, but the narrative that they spin has limitations too. If we go way back in antiquity, the oldest, we don't know. You have the Olmecs, the Mayas, and the Aztecs. The Aztecs conquered the Mayans and the Olmecs, and somebody might be more aligned with Olmec genetics than they are Aztecs because the Aztecs moved there from another region. So yeah, it's a big mess, to be honest with you.
But yeah, I didn't found it. What's up, Native? But yeah, I didn't find what I was looking for. Yeah, it refers to the land and region. So yeah, George Washington told Sidi Muhammad that the means of Sidi Muhammad, the domains of Sahid Muhammad, yeah, he reigned over them. But yeah, what's up? But yeah, man, with what were y'all even talking about? My bad. I was so caught up in looking for some.
Man, I was just agreeing with the backdrop, bro, and I think it applies to pretty much everybody. No one out there.
23 viewers. The live just, my bad. The live just started. I just started the live like 12 minutes ago. 23 viewers. It'll be 100 soon. Like,
no, you're good. I was just gonna say, nobody can say with absolute proof where they're from with absolute proof. And I think I'm gonna throw out some stats here, Dord. I think when we look at the demographics of the United States, to your point, okay, we're seeing the Black population either stay level or decline, and we're seeing the way the Census Bureau labels it,
it actually increased
by like 1%, but it's accelerating at a lower
actually
rate.
about like 2%. Like it went up like 10, 15 million.
Okay, maybe it is 2%. Last time I looked, we saw it go up a little bit, but the other, if you want to pull it up, maybe the other non-specific category has increased significantly more than that percentage. And so, yeah, so I think 2050, 60, 70, we're going to see, to your point, people stop identifying as one thing or the other because they can't prove it.
Oh, well, folks are already saying they're not from Africa up here, so including me. Well, we got United in Africa. Where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
You said where I'm from? What's my ethnicity?
Yeah, where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm from United States. And
the United States?
Yeah. Yeah, and my ethnicity is I'm African.
Africans an ethnicity?
Yeah.
No,
when
it's
an African
not.
become an ethnicity, that's a continent.
Huh?
Africa's not an ethnicity. No one, there's no unless you're an Afrikaner. Yeah. Or you're are you a part of the are you a part of the Afar tribe, the Afri tribe?
The reason why I say that because we make up all different type of terms to call ourselves like nationality, ethnicity. I'm just African. I don't care.
I think he's pivoting. He doesn't want to tell us about his country. Because
you said my country.
His country probably stank. That's why.
Hey yo,
you Nigerian?
No, I'm from Los Angeles, California.
You're from LA.
No, he's not.
African. You're just an African in LA.
People in California do not call the U.S. America. They don't call it the United States. Also, they don't call themselves African when you ask their ethnicity. That's not what people from California do.
So like I said, I don't claim none of that stuff that
because you're an immigrant.
I'm an immigrant.
Black people from California.
Wait, hold on. Where are your grandparents from?
Los Angeles.
Where are your grandparents from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana?
No, they're not. You lying?
They from Louisiana? The
Bayou.
Bayou. What part of what parish?
I gotta do some more research, but some part by starts with an R, something like that. But
Rapids?
I'm as much as Black
It must-
American as you guys is, if y'all want to call yourselves that. I'm not an immigrant.
I'm an American. I'm an American Indian, but you know, Black American too. It's interchangeable to me. So,
Mm.
yeah,
So what is an American Indian?
an American Indian, the original American,
But what is an American Indian by
Why are you?
definition?
No,
An
you still
original
haven't even told us your
American.
ethnicity. You still haven't even told us your ethnicity.
So you're saying you're American Indian?
No, you still haven't told us your ethnicity. Why are you asking us questions when you ain't even
Yeah,
answered
what
the
tribe in
question?
Africa? Yeah, you're right. What tribe in Africa are you from?
All of them.
No. So you pick one. With like, you could pick
All of them.
Igbo. You can pick Nigeria. When
I
did you
love them
become
all.
all Africans?
I love
So
them
you're a
You
all.
love them all,
colonizer?
but which one did you come from?
All of them.
No, you don't.
So you're a colonizer.
There's like 3,000
I'm not
tribes in
colonized.
Africa. You come from all 3,000 tribes in Africa?
Exactly.
How does that work?
It's called Life Started Out in Africa.
Life started at when? Were you there to see that?
Nah, but I feel it.
You feel it. You can feel all types of things.
I see it. I
You
read
can
it.
see all type. You can see
I
all
hear
types
it.
of things. You read it. You hear it. Okay. So who is the first person to string about Africa?
Shit, my people.
Who is? Don't cuss up here. Who is your people? Who's your people?
My family members and friends and
Your
you know,
family. So
people
your
from
parents.
the motherland that comes and we talk about the similarities.
You're
on
a descendant. You're a descendant of a primate, Lucy.
I'm a descendant of a primate. How do you know that Lucy is a primate?
Because she's an Australopithecus.
She's an Australopithecus. But
He's
you're
an
talking,
like
but you're going back to
Australopithecus.
facts that states that Lucy is this, but you just said, how do I know about? But the same evidence that you're trying to use, you're backwards.
It's the same. It's the same evidence it's the same evidence. Who taught you about Africa?
My parents. My people.
Your parents taught you about Africa.
Uh-huh.
What was Africa before it was called Africa?
Al-Kabilan, Ethiopia.
No, it wasn't. That's Arabic. That's Arabic, and Ethiopia.
Of course,
because
the Moors and a lot of people called the Dogon. Actually, Africa was spelled Afrika by the Dogon of Mali.
That's not what he asked.
Have you talked to the Dogon? Have you talked to any Dogon?
Yes.
You have. You said they called it Africa.
Yeah.
When was it before or after colonization?
Oh, way before. Before Native
American
American was even thought of.
There was no such thing as Native American back then. So that term came about in 1840.
I know. There's no such
thing
as
as a European name.
So how you see
are you a part of the are you a part of the Afri tribe?
What?
Are you a part of the Afri tribe?
The Afri tribe?
That's where Africa comes from. The Afrika.
The Afri tribe.
Yeah, they're in North Africa.
Mm.
Yeah, Africa was only referred to as North Africa at one point.
Mm.
Yeah, so if you're
North
not a
Africa
far,
at one point.
if you're not
so
a
what is your
far,
evidence on this?
What is the Afri people, sir?
The Afri people?
Yes.
And they're tied to who again?
North Africa.
You already answered this. Like what?
You never heard of how you know
because,
so much?
Bro,
how you know? How you know?
Like to listen to people.
How you know so much? How do you know so much about Africa, but you don't know who the Afri are? Huh? How does that work? How you know so much about Africa, but you don't know who the Afri are? And the Dogon said they came from North Africa. Right. So they're saying they call themselves Afrika or Afrikas, right? That means they come from the Afar people or the Afri people or Ifri people. Right. 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 Mm-hmm. People should know this. How I know more about Africa than you do?
What is your spiritual system here? What is your language here?
No, don't ask me no question. Don't deflect. Why don't you know? Why do I know more about Africa than you do?
People become a host and shut people up because
Why do I know?
They sound dumb as hell.
Why do I know more about Africa than you do, sir?
And we're not hoteps. No one up here is claiming Israel.
No tap.
So...
Yeah, you no tap. That's why Egypt was dug up in the 1800s. They had to dig Egypt up. Yeah.
Sir,
yeah.
Say you hate yourself.
You hate yourself, sir. Your grandma probably said she was Indian from Louisiana. She ain't tell you nothing about no Africa, sir. I guarantee you. Put your mama on the phone. Put your grandma on the phone right now. Put your grandma on the phone. Yeah, we gonna talk to grandma.
This shit is so sad, y'all.
Since you're incompetent, we gonna talk to grandma. Someone actually.
My grandma gonna tell you.
You know you come from Africa, but you haven't moved back.
I'm gonna say you a Negro,
Hello,
boy.
you know you come from Africa, but you're still on stolen land.
You're a terrible troll, sir. I'm trying to talk.
Well, what is a Native American host?
Sir, I'm trying to talk to the man of the house. Is it your mama? Put your mama on the phone. I'm trying to talk to the man of the house. Because it seems like you're incompetent. You can't answer any questions. You don't know about the Afar tribe in Africa, but you're so African. Yes, you don't know about the Afar tribe in Africa. You talking about the Dogon came over Africa. That means they came from the Afrique people. Put two and two together. That's who. What's that Roman dude? Whatever his name is. When he came to North Africa, he came across them people. Then he decided to call the whole continent Africa. Well, no, just North Africa, Africa. And then in 1850, after 1850, they gave it to the whole continent.
That you learned,
sir.
You're using colonizing evidence, sir.
I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to your mama.
You're a Drake.
I'm not trying to talk to you.
Our diaspora, brother.
I'm trying, but you're not
Drake in our diaspora.
You're an EVA. Drake in our diaspora. Why are you in LA?
Drake in our diaspora.
Why are you in LA and not Africa?
Y'all gonna all say y'all Native Americans, but don't say y'all.
And you're fake African.
I'll say you black if you say you're Native American.
You're not black. Africans aren't black, sir.
If you're African, can you explain why your people are doing cannibalism?
Oh.
Y'all Drake in the.
No, can you answer the question? Why are you eating your own people in Africa? Can you explain that?
Oh, finally, a real African is here. What's up, Watu? Watu. Hey, Watu, what's up? We got a real African on
ignorant. I don't know how I follow you.
It's why
you are very stupid.
That's
so very dumbass.
I asked you.
You people don't know.
I asked
crazy. Hey,
2 days ago, I asked you why you follow me. You said because you want to stalk me and watch me in lives. So I don't know why you're saying.
Hey, get the fuck
out. So you're a weirdo. Oh, so you're a weirdo, huh? Oh, he's a weirdo. Why you stalking Venus? Huh?
I don't know why he came up and the first thing he said, I don't know
why I'm following
you. I don't know why I'm following you. Yes, you do.
Cool.
I pointed it out the other day.
Sounds like some Drake. Sounds like some Diddler stuff going on over there with this guy.
So, United, can you explain why your people are eating each other in Africa?
What?
You ain't never seen that?
Can you also explain why your people are boo-booing in the roads?
That's how you feel about your black people?
I mean, they're not.
How you feel about your? No, that's really how you feel about your black diaspora. That's wild.
You
think that they're eating people?
Why are your people eating each other?
I ain't gonna put that up for too long.
They didn't show nothing.
I know, but still, I'm on YouTube.
People eating people.
Yeah, but I'm on. We kind of got to clean up the live on YouTube. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all promoting
this. Stop telling us to mute. You're not answering. No, you're gonna keep getting muted until you answer questions because you're not answering no questions.
Yeah, well, like you're so smart, dude. Answer the questions. You're so smart. You're the smartest person up here.
When we unmuted you, you still wasn't answering questions.
Yeah, well, so you're trying to chuck up insults, but you're not in Africa. EBA, everywhere but Africa. Everywhere but Africa. Why aren't y'all in Africa? Never in Africa. Never in Africa. NIA. Y'all MIA because y'all missing in action from Mother Africa because y'all NIA, never in Africa. I can come up with all types of acronyms.
So why do all the celebrities and movie actors and stuff claim Africanism?
Which one?
Until 2022 when this shit started jumping off.
What is?
Excuse me, I
Stop
can't cuss
cussing.
now.
Yeah, you can't cuss. Watch your mouth. That's how I can tell you
Don't
ain't
tell
have
me
no
watch
grandma.
my mouth. Don't
Yeah,
tell me
watch your mouth because your grandma ain't wash your mouth out with no soap. Yeah,
That's
for having a potty mouth. So it sounds like celebrities. It sounds like celebrities are using their brain cells. It sounds like celebrities are using their brain cells.
So celebrities are going to Africa, so that means they're using their brain cells?
You said they're going to Africa. Okay, why aren't you in Africa? That's the question.
Why haven't
you
I
worried?
been to Africa?
Yeah, why are you worried about celebrities? Go over.
Why
there
haven't I
yourself.
been to Africa?
Yeah, why haven't you been to Africa? Huh? You ain't got no
You
money.
saying this? I didn't say this. You're saying all this stuff. I never said nothing.
You ain't got no money to go to Africa, huh? You ain't got no money. You brought all these books, right? You ain't go to no Anthony T. Browder tour. Anthony T. Browder got tours every year in Egypt.
Just met another Christian
No,
he said his ancestors are African, but he's not living over there. How your ancestors are African, but you live
You're
on
a terrible
stolen
troll,
land?
dude. You're a terrible troll. Don't make us start trolling you for real. Don't make us start trolling.
You can troll me all.
You're a terrible troll, sir. Terrible. Nobody's let you teach us there.
I teach
us. All right, go. Okay, tell us the history of Africa from the start. Go ahead. Floor is yours. My hands are right here.
Tell you the history of Africa.
Yeah, tell us the history of Africa. Tell us how Africans got to America, what year they got here, and what culture did they retain.
I can tell you. I could point you to something.
No. I asked you to teach us the history of Africa from the beginning. No. Tell us this. I'm not done. Tell us to teach us. I told you to teach us the history of Africa from the beginning. Tell us when Africans got to the United States and other parts of the Americas. What year they got there?
So Google. Google on your Google machines.
No. You said you teach. I want you to teach.
I'm teaching.
I'm teaching. No. Teach.
Yeah.
Pull up a source. Teachers. I'm an actual. I'm a teacher. I teach high school, right? One second. I teach math, right?
Lincoln with the cat.
I teach math, right? Would you allow your math teacher to tell you to Google how to divide 2 divided by 2? Huh?
So let me.
No. Would you allow your teacher to tell you? Hold on, 1 second. Would you allow? Would you? No. I asked you a specific question.
You just arguing.
I asked you a specific question. Tell us the history of Africa from the beginning. Go ahead.
Twa and Booty, also known as the Pygmy, are the first people on the planet. You can Google this.
The first, they were found in Tennessee.
Twa migrated out of Africa 200 to 100,000 years ago. They have populated every part of the planet. You can Google this.
No, pull up a source.
You can't Google that.
Pull up a source.
They're not going to tell you that.
Pull up a source. Okay.
Before Columbus by Ivan Samerta.
That was dude. That book was so pseudo. He had to make another book. It was so pseudo. He had to make another book. Why did he make?
It has evidence. Kemet 101.
No, it was so, dude. It was so pseudo. Why did he make another book?
Miseducation of the Negro.
Miseducation of the Negro. Blah blah blah.
Stone.
Okay,
let's keep going on books. I can name you 1,000 books. I got them right here.
Okay, what year did
what year? I got evidence. You just talking.
What year did Africans get to Virginia, sir?
You ain't no fucking.
Like what year? 1619. Yeah. Hold on. Well, okay. I admit. Where you from? Like where you from? Stop cussing on my panty. You about to get put off.
Well, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, cool. So, what's your ethnicity?
Black.
Black. Are you from Africa? Or are you from America?
From America.
Are you from America? Bad. Okay. At least somebody American knows about American history. not an African, right? That don't know about African history.
But I'm an African. I'm an African descendant.
You're African. Okay, what year did your ancestors come here from Africa? What tribe?
I can't tell you that because they
Why
distorted
can't
the
you tell me
census.
that?
They
Why can't you tell
distorted.
me?
They
So then how do
distorted
you know
the
you come from
census.
Africa then?
They distorted the census.
Wait, so then how do you know you come from Africa then?
Are you listening to me? Are you gonna let me
Yeah,
talk?
I know. I'm asking you
So-
if you don't know what
so-
tribe you come from, how do you know you're African?
Mhm.
They distorted the census. It's called the slave trade. Did you guys forget that?
There was
Okay,
no
slave
what
trade?
year?
This is not
Okay,
The
what?
slave
What?
trade.
But there
Okay,
are
we-
oh,
are we?
okay, one hold on, one second.
Are
What?
we
My bad, my
denying?
bad.
Are we
How many?
denying primary sources?
How many Africans were brought to Virginia in 1619? What's their names?
Also,
What's their names? Name an African that came off the White Tiger. I am. Name one.
Abu.
Name
Abu from Mali.
Abu. They didn't take anybody from Mali. They came from Angola, doofus.
We didn't take from Angola. We from
They-
Ivory Coast. We're from Ivory.
Dude, the Africans in 1619 came from Angola.
Mali's West Coast, nigga. West Coast of Africa to the West
Like,
Coast.
dude, stop cussing up here. This
to
is your
west.
last warning.
West to west. West.
Dude. Why we got the crash house right now? Why do we have the crash house right now? So the people that came on the White Tiger are from Angola, sir. The Portuguese brought them over here. That's why they had
But-
Portuguese.
But
No.
hold on. Are you gonna let me speak?
No. I'm not done talking. So why don't y'all know that the first Africans that was brought over here were from Angola? If y'all are so African, y'all talking about West Africa, that's Central Africa. The Portuguese owned Angola, and they colonized Angola. Okay, can you name any? Can speak.
Right. So you want me to explain something when Portugal, Spain, France, Great Britain, they all had colonies over here?
The people
Bring
that
that
came
up.
in 1619 came from Angola, and the Portuguese brought them over.
Right.
Can you name? My question to you is, can you name any of them? Can you name any of them? Why do y'all have such hard times answering questions? You guys are the greatest intellectuals of all time, right? Y'all are intellectual, right? Let's start acting like intellectuals, and let's start answering questions. I'll wrap him up then, since you don't want to talk. I'll wrap him up.
Like I was saying. Again, you have French who bought over Haitians. You have Spaniards who bought over.
We ain't talking about no
Haitian.
Haitian. We're talking about
No.
we're not talking about Haiti. We're
Right.
talking about the U.S.
So again, you want to talk about the slave trade, but you
You only want to talk about the U.S. because I'm from the U.S. I'm not from Haiti. Go ahead, Yaya.
France did not bring no Haitians over to America in 1619. Y'all have got to get your indoctrination out your head in McGraw-Hill. Y'all should not take a mic. Y'all should sit down in the listener section and take notes and then go study and learn. I don't need all this time. It's just a whole bunch of angry Africans and African dissenters.
Hey,
I don't
it's for
know.
real.
We're going to have to think of a name for the African dissenters. I'm going to call them Lucians.
That's a good one. For sure. You said you're done, Yaya.
And these comments slanging,
All
scalping.
right, for sure. All right, go ahead, Vinny.
Remember what I was gonna say because I was supposed to be next, but I guess I would skip. But all I know is he said something about the census records. There's never been a census record that said African on it, so I'm just trying to figure out the relevance. And then he didn't answer any of the questions. He went on rants about Haiti and all this other stuff. He did not answer the group of the names of the Africans that came over here. So I guess it's maybe you are African descent. It's in African people's DNA to not answer any questions, to pivot. It's in their DNA. So you probably are African. If you fit right in. So And if y'all know you're African, leave. Leave stolen land. Sell your house to a Native American. Go. Leave. I'm tired of y'all.
Crazy. Hey,
What's up? Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm white. Clearly, I'm from America.
You're YT. You have to say YT.
Oh, my bad. So you don't technically have to be African to be, or be from Africa to be. I forget what I was about to say, but there has been evidence of African Americans in America before Columbus, and they have not been brought here by people. They brought themselves to America. Even before then, there's not a lot of evidence of it, but this land was not just run by Native Americans. It was run by Mexicans. Like I said, there were some descendants, not really Africans, but there were descendants of Black people in America before Columbus. So in a way, your descendants could have been from America, and you could still be Black.
Right.
So, I mean, it is a low percentage. Columbus is not the only reason Black people are in America, and that's why you can't really say you're from Africa unless you know your African descendants.
Okay, right. There's some things I don't agree with, but it's not a low percentage; it's a high percentage. So yeah,
Type
and we
shit.
got half of this. You can't cuss up here, dude.
Appreciate it.
All right, for sure. You know, wrap you up. If I can find them. All right, what's up? Where you from? What's your ethnicity? Dot period.
Can you hear me? My name is, I am African American, and I'm 62, and I just have a question. My daughter and I have this conversation all the time. My mind is open. Saying she's on the same page as you, but what I'm saying is I would have to just totally disregard what my mother and father told me and what their mother and father told them. You're asking me to disregard the knowledge that my parents gave me as to where I come from. So what I'm asking you is what's your evidence? And also
Your parents, your family is your evidence.
right. And so they say I'm African. And then for me to prove that, I took the American DNA test, and I am going to take the African DNA test. The majority of my DNA is from Africa, Nigeria. I have at least 15 regions, but I think the anger that people feeling is coming from when you hear me say this. You are not hearing me say that I choose Africa over my African American heritage. What I'm saying is an African can come to America and have no clue as to what we went through. Our cultures are different, but I'm not willing to give up my ancestry. I'm not willing to leave behind those ancestors that were brought here, and I know this because I've been told. And then
myself, but if y'all come from Africa, then leave. I'm tired of y'all coming here having think pieces. Go away. Go home. Go home. Go home. We don't care about your think pieces. Just go home. Okay? Then we won't have to hear about you being so African. Then you can just go be African in Africa. Nobody gonna hear that.
All right. What's up, Clover Mine? Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
I am in Las Vegas. I'm Afro-Latino. I'm Honduran, but my dad's Black. My mom's a dark-skinned Afro-Latino. I'm pretty Black.
Pretty Black. Okay. So what you got the Black?
Point unless you have a question for me.
You said what?
I don't have a point unless you have a question for me.
What you think about the prompt?
I can't read it from you.
All right, bet we gonna wrap it up then.
I just can't.
What's up, Slim? Slim, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? I'm black, consider myself American.
We can't agree to disagree. Nobody will hear that. Yeah, all right. Okay, that's all you got?
Oh, my bad. I was just thinking, bro, I don't think like the whole slave trade thing, I think it's false. I don't think everybody came from Africa, bro. I believe we were already here. That's all I really wanted to say. I feel like things just got white tea washed, and yeah. And the crazy thing is like, if you go to Africa, some of them would tell you like you're not from here. So like, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know, but I don't think my whole thing is I don't think we all came from Africa.
All right. All right. So, wrap it up. Go ahead. Go ahead, Venus.
Bring in the comments, have some respect to your elders. My elders are not African. Okay, my ancestors do not have the DNA of people who eat each other in their DNA. So that ain't my elder. Okay, my elders are American Indians. If you're not an American Indian, I don't have to respect nothing. Okay? Because if you're African descent, that means you're the descendants of colonizers, because African people colonized the Americas. Okay? So, yeah. American Indian people are my elders. Not foreigners, but foreign DNA. Do you respect white tea people that are old? Do you call them your elders? No? Okay, this is the same thing here. You're a completely different race than me. I have to respect other races. Thank you.
All right, Stella, next. Where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
Jamaica, black.
All right. Can African Americans prove that they're African?
Can you repeat?
Can African Americans prove that they're African?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe African Americans are African. No. As a Jamaican growing up, I used to be Pan-African. You know, I used to be told that we were from Africa. I used to believe it without any evidence until I started doing my research. I don't believe black people in the Americas are from Africa. I know the transatlantic slave trade happened and they brought over a few Africans, but black people were in the Americas. It happened, and that's just what I have to say. It's all bullshit. You
can't cuss up here.
Huh?
Can't cuss up here.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, my last name is Jones. My family descended from the Sephardic Jews who fled Portugal and came to the Americas. So these Africans, telling people, yeah, Africans are Africans, they don't even know their own history, so they can't really tell people anything. So that's just what I have to say. Peace. I'm out.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna wrap it up.
All right, man. Let's get into some teachings, man. I'll tell you why you don't think you're from Africa. Okay? Why?
Why is that?
Okay, because your ancestors, called the Twa, they started civilizations in ancient Asia, China, India, Japan,
Can you prove that, sir?
The earliest Neolithic
What year?
in China date back to approximately 6,000 BCE, the period of the Anu people.
That's it? That's it? 6,000 BC, that's
Let
it?
me keep cooking.
No, you're done cooking. There's Mao's in Louisiana that's older than that, sir. The Mao's at LSU go back 11,000 years. 6,000 BC, that's only 8,000 years. So what are we talking about? That's what you have to say? The Twa people? So who's the ancestors of the Twa? Who are the ancestors of the Twa? That means the American this is a man-made structure. A man-made structure in Louisiana. They must be the ancestors of the Twa. Dang, the Twa only all go back 8,000 years? I thought he was about to say like 300,000 years or something. He said 6,000. That's baby. There's Mayans came to Louisiana 40,000 years ago. No, yeah, was it Louis? It's somewhere. It was one of the places in the Delta. I thought he was about to say something prolific. Golly, you done wasted my time. You done wasted my time.
You make no sense, especially
I
if we
made
have if
prove that the Twa people are older than the LSU mounds. If they only go back to 6,000 BC, the mounds in
again,
LSU that are man-made are over 11,000 years old. That's like
again,
3,000 years. What were they doing?
right?
So the Mississippi, so the
Who
Mississippi.
was here
Hold
before?
on, hold on. So the Mississippians must be the ancestors of the Twa people, and they found the Twa in Tennessee. They got Twa. Where the Twa bones at in Africa? Why we see no prolific finding of no Twa people in Africa, but they're in Tennessee?
Do you not know how rich the African American blood is? If I
How?
recall, our slave masters also made an impediment into our DNA.
Who's your slave? Who's your slave
Just
master?
just
Who's your
just
sl-
like the just
Who's
like
your
the
name
shut
a
up, I'm
slave master?
talking. I'm
Hey,
talking.
hey,
I'm
watch your
talking. Be
musty
quiet
ass mouth. Watch your musty mouth. Watch your musty mouth. Who are you talking to?
again.
Who are you talking to? Watch your musty
I'm
mouth.
talking to you.
I'll wash your mouth out with soap. Stop
You
playing with me
need do
like your
better.
grandma should have did.
Do better. You need
Apparently your
toothpaste.
grandma ain't wash your mouth out with soap, you filthy mouth bastard. You filthy mouth bastard. Get off my
Right,
panel.
right. I'm a filthy.
Yeah, you filthy mouth. Dirty mouth. Golly. Like, who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? African American, the African American blood is so prolific. You wasn't an African American. If you were from Philadelphia, you wasn't an African American until 1980 something. What, 88? Yeah, if you weren't from Philadelphia and your folks was not on the 1847 African American census in Philadelphia, you're not an African American. Sorry. Sorry. Look, what is wrong? Somebody get the Tussie. I need to start bringing back the Tussie out. I need to start bringing the Tussie out again. What item?
Not today.
Oh, you had a Moore crash out earlier. We had a Hotep crash out earlier, and we had an African American crash out earlier. It don't have to be this way. It do have to be this way.
So I have a legitimate question. Is it possible for me to ask?
Where are you from? Where are you from? What's your ethnicity? That's the first thing you're gonna do up here.
I'm from Michigan, and I'm of mixed race, black and white.
Black and white. You want to do up here? All right. Which one of your parents is black? Huh?
Hello?
Yeah.
So do I have to answer that?
Which answer? Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to answer that on my panel. This is what you're going to do up here, right? Do you adhere to the rules? If I say if I say jump up here, you jump. If I say jump, you jump.
I have for real. He sound like
I don't think so
YT
either.
boy. He really YT. He's probably not even English or Scottish.
You on the top, man. These people. We had a Moore crash out. We had a Moore crash out earlier. I'll miss that. We had we had these Hoteps crash out. Anyone answer no questions? I don't know.
They said they all saying him mama or YT, but I was saying like what kind? Like are they Scottish? Are they English? If not, then in a certain time period they weren't considered YT. That's why I stay calling folks. If they you want to know, you ain't YT. You wherever you came from.
Facts. What's up, 56? But yeah, these folks is crazy. Maybe hopefully I ain't scared them all the way.
62-year-old African American go. She left.
Yeah, Venus was being mean to her, so she left.
She as she left the stage and was in the comments whining and crying. Okay.
Yeah, because Venus was being mean to her. Mm-hmm.
That wasn't even me. I was just saying because she wasn't making no sense.
Britannians are so mean to me.
And then she was trying to be all nice. She trying to be all nice. Dang, who was that echo? That's crazy.
Yeah,
She was trying to be nice up here, but in the comments she was saying, "Oh, the Native Americans don't claim you. Native Americans don't claim you." Like, yeah, I seen that phony behavior from a mile away. You old hag.
LOL.
Hey,
Chauncey, you gotta fix your
what
mic,
is
yo.
going on?
You gotta fix your mic.
I think her and her daughter were weird because why don't y'all just do your lineage? And then why are you arguing with your daughter in your house and bringing it to the internet? Why don't you guys just do your lineage and figure out who you are? And then there won't be no more arguments because apparently your daughter got to be what you are.
She told me, "Oh, I don't want to go against what my parents taught me. Or if you really believe in what your parents taught you, why you still on stolen land? Move yourself to Africa and stop telling us about it." Like, what?
It is every time. If you want to be African American so bad, you'll be African. Go back to Africa. Go back home. Go home.
Yeah, what's up, Mark? We got Mark up there. Where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
Well, I guess you could say I'm Italian, but I was born and raised here in Texas.
An Italian from Texas. Okay. All right. So what you got for the problem?
My grandparents were full-blooded Italian.
Oh, okay.
They came over in the early 1900s. Me, I consider myself American, Italian, Texan, whatever the hell.
An Italian U.S. citizen.
No, ma'am. Actually, I was born here in the United States. I am an American first and foremost.
If you're not indigenous, you're not American.
U.S. citizen.
I was born here. I was raised here. I served.
Hey, if you're not original to the land, you're not American.
First and foremost.
Hey. If you're not original to this land, you're not American. You're just a USA citizen.
I'm original. I was born here.
So you're American Indian. You're American Indian.
I was born here.
So you're
American.
American.
About as original as it comes. I'm red.
No, that's not. That's called an anchor baby. You're a tether baby. That's what you are.
Yeah, your folks say. What's your
anchor baby?
Yeah, hey Mark. What did your people build here? What did your people contribute here?
We've got lawyer firms in New York and California and other places. I know that much. Hell, one of my cousins was one of the artists for Disney.
So what did you do? What did you do to help the advancement of the United States? What did they do in the 1900s
Me personally,
to help the
thief?
No, what is your family?
Calling me a thief. I don't know what the hell I stole, but okay.
Yeah, no. What did your family contribute to the United States that moved it forward in the 1900s?
Yeah, well, like I said, we've built many businesses and helped contribute it to the arts and everything else. So
nothing of importance.
My grandfather served in World War II for this country.
Mine did too. I have a bunch of ancestors.
You don't think that's not important?
They fled from another country and fought for a country that's not their home.
They didn't flee. No, if you come over here the right way, it doesn't mean you were fleeing.
Yes, you do.
You fled from Italy. Else.
They fled from Italy. If they would have stayed in Italy,
they didn't
it was perfect,
flee.
right?
I still got family over in Italy too.
Yes, but they fled. Your family fled. The people
they didn't fled.
That you descend from fled.
Up their stuff and they moved
to the USA. That means
people do that all
That means they
time.
fled to come to the USA.
They fled.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You better look up your dictionary and figure out what fled means. It means you ran away.
Yeah,
yes, they
did run away. Your family is cowards, and they didn't want to stay in Italy.
Huge difference between choosing to go somewhere and running away.
Flee.
Choosing to flee.
No, they didn't choose to flee. They moved.
Your family looked on them ships coming over here from Italy.
Defecating,
urinating on themselves, smashed together.
You are. See, you don't know.
You don't know what you look like on them ships.
Don't cuss out. Yeah, they were.
Try to
they were on a big. They were on the big car. They were on a big cargo ship, sir. They were bunch. They were. I knew it had to been hot on that ship.
Crazy as hell now.
Yeah. I know it had. I know it had to be hot on that. Sir.
And they came through Ellis Island because they had parasites.
Oh, y'all are just so
internal and external fleas.
Y'all are so damn.
Yeah.
Up here, if you keep cussing, you're going to get dropped. Stop cussing.
Yeah, I know. I know it had to been hot on that shit. Like all them people packed together. All them people, they came on big old cargo ships in the 1800s, 1900s. I know it had to been hot on that boat.
Second of all, your family was not proud to be Italian. That's why they left Italy. They could not stand their own culture being around people that look like them because they're cowards. That's why they fled. That's why they left Italy with on their own free will and they came to the USA. Okay? That's not disrespectful, it's a fact. You people need to stop fleeing. I was taught that Europeans are supposed to be these innovators and amazing people, but you all fled to the American continent. So you can't be that cool, buddy.
Even even the quote unquote founding fathers were fleers. They were fleeing from the British Crown. They were fleers.
All y'all do is flee and then you procreate and leave your roach dust in the American continent. Y'all are anchor babies. You just flee to different continents. You create babies and then you never go back home. Just like roaches, an invasive species. I'm tired of y'all.
All right.
Yeah, what the hell does that make y'all then? Huh?
We're
Because I
from
know
here, sir.
damn well you ain't no fucking Native Americans.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. As a matter of fact, you can get up off here, sir. Yeah, you're gonna watch your mouth, sir. You're gonna watch your mouth.
That's the problem. They all result to third graders. Y'all gonna get your story together. Y'all claim y'all came over here for opportunity. Opportunity means you couldn't create no opportunity where you were. You gonna tell it's either gonna be this or it's gonna be that. They said they opened up insane asylums and orphanages in the jails. And that's why y'all got on those boats and came to America. So you guys are criminals, crazy people, or abandoned children. Your parents didn't want you, the jails didn't want you, and the mental hospitals didn't want you. Y'all couldn't make Italy great. So y'all fled Italy and came over to a place that was already built up. I mean, you can't have it both ways. What is your history? If you came through Ellis Island, that was where they kept the people for a while that had parasites, diseases, fleas, lice, crabs, scabies. That's what happened. You guys defecated and urinated on each other. You can even go to YouTube and listen to the oral history of your people. Talk about what that slave ship ride was like. They did not speak English. They had never had a job. They came over here with nothing in their pockets, fleeing and running. I mean, it came out the horse's mouth. I didn't make this up. This is what y'all said. This is what your government said. You U.S. citizens, you are not an American. You're an Italian.
All right, for sure. All right, go ahead. What's up?
Appreciate it. Nah, but I agree wholeheartedly with everything that's been said as far as our people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what trips me out. Like they get over here third, fourth, not even 4, 5 generations down the line. Big old battery in their back. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty embarrassing. Like it's pretty embarrassing. Just like she said, they came here on them ships. You can't find our ships, but you can find pictures and they ships. Like it just don't make sense. But to keep it short, I ain't gonna need the whole time. What he said something. He said something had me done. Anyway, yeah, I rest my case. I land with that.
All right, for sure. I don't know. They all crashing out today. What's up, Georgia? Yeah, Georgia.
Man, buddy was about to crash out. I really ain't got too much to say because y'all already pretty much then squashed and ran his ass and fuck down.
Oh no, you can't cuss up here, Georgia.
Oh my bad. Drop food in the chat, y'all. He's Italian. He's not white tea. He's not a part of the Scottish and English colonial people. His people were poor. I'm assuming if they came off through it, especially like Auntie y'all said if they came through that Ellis Island, they would most likely poor. So and I don't think there was any rich Italians that came over here from across the waters. I'm just saying. But nah, he's not YT native to the sun. He ain't. If you want to go off how the classification was, he's not. He's not. He's Italian. Just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna land on that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We'll leave this going. All right, Robbie. Robbie, where you from? What's your ethnicity? Robbie, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, where you from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm white. I'm from Baltimore. I mean, technically, I'm German.
You're white T. You have to say white T.
White tea, my bad. I'm white tea, but technically, I guess I'm German. I don't really got too much knowledge of my, I don't know, ancestors. I know that we're German, but I don't know much else.
You nasally or something? What you got allergies or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm from Baltimore. So every time I go up there, fucking excuse my language. Every time I go up there, man, the pine trees are killing me.
You can't say that K word.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I ain't used to this TikTok thing. My son just put me on with it recently. Driving back home from work, bored.
All right, for sure. What you got? What's your thoughts? Can African Americans prove that they're African?
I don't know. I'm a humble type of person. Like I ain't really got like a way to answer that properly because I don't know what to say. Like I've been thinking about it, but I mean, not to sound stupid, but Ancestry, don't they got that?
It's not accurate.
It's not accurate.
No, it only goes back 5-7 generations, and Africa only makes up less than 2% of the human genome. So yeah.
But I thought black people were the original people.
Yeah, in America.
Like,
yep.
No, like black people.
What's up, OG?
What's up, yo? Yeah, nah, you that last statement, you were right about that. So, but the thing is, they like to try to make it seem like quote unquote, let's just say original people, because we're not even black, right? So they like to try to make it seem like original people have to start in one landmass, and that's not true. But yeah, I mean, I'm coming in kind of the tail end. What's your topic again?
Can African Americans prove that they're African?
Honestly, I'm gonna say no, unless you got like like somebody that you know came from Africa. Because listen to what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, like people can trace back to like the 1700s and see that they got somebody that might have been born in Africa. But my whole thing is, does that mean that you're African? No, it don't. Like you have an ancestor that's from Africa, but to me, that doesn't make you African. Like, I don't know. I just look at that as like an admixture. Maybe I need to reanalyze how I look at that, but yeah.
For sure. Thank y'all for the follows.
You wrap me up.
All right, I got you. Thank y'all for the follows. If you haven't already followed me, do it. What's up, CR?
Whoa, what's down? What's down? Can an African American find an African? For one, that's an oxymoron looking for an illiterate person. Nah, let me stop. But nah, we can't, because even with the one that I found and found out where he's from in Africa, still haven't found his name, date of birth, none of that information. And I didn't make some headway on my tree. So I don't see how. And I'm glad OG said that, because like I've asked that question on Twitter for the last 3-4 years. Like, does that one African supersede all of the indigenous people you done found from over here? And nobody wants to answer that question. So you spot on just as well as the question to this room and everybody else that has that understanding and done their genealogical work to see. And you did one of the things that I'm noticing, like, I don't know if Auntie already spoke on it, but like with people who have been finding those that do or they saying came from over there, their paperwork is real janky. Like you gotta make sure you finding the right information because they changing names, changing where they was born. You know what I'm saying? Changing all kind of information on our people, and this was because they was re-educating them, and I'm air quoting as I'm doing that. And this is what they were doing to our people. They'll take them from here, they'll send them abroad, re-educate them, and send them back. And now they on some bullshit, or they just
That's a
I
cruise
can't really
ship.
speak for other. Oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Now they on that BS over here. So we know what they've been doing and using as tactics against our people, and how they'll send them out and infiltrate, come back with a new old identity, acting like don't nobody remember who they was. So please do your research and make sure it's thorough.
What's up? Saul?
Yeah, can African Americans prove that they're African?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't find your way to my TikTok. That was hilarious.
Absolutely. Through DNA testing. So if you just evaluate the DNA, you will notice that the haplogroups trace back to West and Central Africa. That is to say, the Y DNA and the mitochondrial DNA trace you back to a recent ancestors in Africa.
They don't go back to West Africa. There's no such thing as ancient West African DNA.
Well, yeah, I'm Igbo, so
They don't. Yeah. What's your haplogroup? What's your haplogroup? What's your maternal haplogroup?
A1B1A. A1B1A.
E1B1A. That goes back to the Horn of Africa.
Right, but it does.
That's not from West Africa.
Hang on. It does. There was what's the word? There was it traces the migratory patterns as well. So there was migratory patterns in
West Africa. There's no ancient West African DNA.
The point I'm making is this: if you evaluate your DNA, you will see those same haplogroups that are in my DNA are in yours as well. There's no indigenous DNA. There are no indigenous haplogroups.
There's no West African DNA either. If your haplogroups are going back to other parts of Africa, the maternal L haplogroup goes back to South Africa, and then the E1B1A goes back to the Horn of Africa. So where are West Africans from? Are they from South Africa? Or are they from the Horn of Africa?
Okay, hang on.
Are you all what your mama is, or are you all what your daddy is? So if you're all what your daddy is, that means you're a Caucasian. Because Horn of Africans are classified as Caucasian. So if you're so that means you're the original YT man.
Listen to you. Okay, if you don't want me to talk, then just kick me off. Then why am I even here?
You'll have your time to talk. What's up, PNG?
Hey, thanks for bringing me up. I looked up and I was up here. Hey, everybody. I want to cut in on what he's talking about with them haplogroups. Yeah, I got a American haplogroup, a C haplogroup. So, and for years, ever since I can remember, I've been in the Black American population. My family is Black American. It's clear. You can see them. I'm just like skinny. We have variations. But he trying to say West African DNA, haplogroups and this and that. But over the years I've seen people that don't have no African haplogroups. I don't have an African haplogroup. So how can I be West African? It's weird. This is weird. It's like some psyops going on to make us from somewhere else. This is weird. It is getting weirder every year. And the older people is really disappointed. I'm sitting up here watching these older generations get up here. I know for a fact that they didn't have all this information available to them, but they acting like they relevant. It's just beyond me. They don't know the half of what's going on. They were so distracted during the 90s and the late 70s. Nothing. None of this. They couldn't tell you a book that they read. Ask them. Ask them a recent book that they read, but they gonna try educate.
All right, Ameriquiz. Where are you from? What's happening this week? Yeah, the double A haplogroup is the A haplogroup originates in America or East Asia, they say, right? Yeah, it's an American haplogroup. But go ahead.
Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina. No, I'm
Different
black.
what's you're black. Well, can African
Charlotte,
Americans?
North Carolina.
Okay, can African Americans prove that they're African? Yeah, the Matrix back. You got you got a terrible connection. Yeah, we gonna end the showtime. In the showtime.
Yeah.
Golly, turn whatever you got off, please. But yeah, man, that dude that really left because I said ain't no such thing as
got one.
I don't know what. Yeah, what's up? Where you from? What's your ethnicity? I will not be deported.
I didn't mean to come on, my bad.
All right.
So you talking crazy in the chat, but you too scared to say it on the panel.
Oh, he was talking crazy in the chat.
Uh-huh.
I was spitting facts.
What facts was you spitting?
I don't even know, man. I got.
Where you from? What's your ethnicity, yo?
I'm Haitian.
You're Haitian.
Yeah.
So what you got to say? What you got to say about us, sir?
I got nothing to say about y'all. I mean,
you chickening out, yo.
No, I mean,
They said what you say about us? What you say in the chat, yo?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said, basically, if you hold on, I'm gonna go back.
You see, don't tell lies now, bro.
I ain't
he said he about to go back. He about to go find it.
Chat. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
He said y'all birth certificates say African American though.
Yeah,
mine don't say that either. Mine don't have a race on it.
Mine don't even have a race on it.
If you're like 30, my girlfriend, she's black, and her said
It's not true.
African American.
Birth certificates never said African American. Now you're up here telling untruths. Never.
If
Never.
you're like 30 years
They
old,
took race
y'all
off the birth certificate before
African-Americans.
Jesse Jackson came with the African American.
Yeah, I mean,
No
if you're
one's
older
birth
than 30, it
certificate-
doesn't say that.
That's not true. That's not true. The last legal classification was black.
Yep.
African American is not on any birth certificates. It would be on people's death certificate because you get to choose what race you are of the person who passed away. But it is not on anyone's birth certificates. You are lying.
IDs or nothing.
No, it's not on the IDs, but it's, I'm gonna have to ask my girlfriend.
So look. Let me say this thing because you said it says it on your girls. So you wouldn't question like why would her birth certificate say African American and her ID say black? You wouldn't question that.
Her ID doesn't say black. Oh well, yes it does. My bad.
So what are you talking about? So you wouldn't question that?
Why would I question that?
Because why would she have two different classifications?
Her like
registry nowhere in the United States of America that ever put African American on a birth certificate. You are telling an untruth.
And you said if you were about 30, I'm 27, and mine don't say that. Mine don't have.
We the same age, OG.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you were 98.
Have race on yours.
Oh,
I think
born
the
in
last
97.
group that has race on there, they would be 33 years old.
They
I was born in
started with
95.
the
Mine was
Gen
average.
Xers. All the Gen Xers don't have no race underneath their no race. There's nothing.
My dad do.
African American is no.
My dad do.
Is the N word. Your parents.
Yeah, it's the N word.
Is the N word on there.
Yup.
So
anybody
there's
after
nowhere where it says
67
African American.
is blank. It's blank after 67.
blank.
67, they had Negro.
And that
was the
stops
last
in the
race that they
1990s.
put on there.
No,
And black is the last
Her
one.
grandfather said Negro, I think.
Now, who cares what you say now because
I didn't lie about anything.
Yes, you did. Your girlfriend's birth certificate does not say African American.
I'm gonna ask him.
African American on it, it wouldn't have
African
any
American on
value
the census
because the
was in
birth certificate
2020.
ties back to
Hold
the
on, one
land.
mic, y'all.
When the birth certificate ties back to the land, and since it ties back to the land, if it had African on it, it would have no worth or no value because it would go back to that land, and all the
I
value
didn't say
goes to
African.
the
I
land
said
here.
African American. I didn't say African. She's not African. She's
Where
from
is
here.
she?
Her people from
Impossible.
Her people from New Orleans.
Impossible. You're
Nobody
up
in New
here
Orleans.
telling untruths.
On nothing around there.
At
That's where I'm
this
from.
point, 2025, if we got African in our DNA, it don't matter no more. 'Cause I could tell a black person anywhere around the world how they look.
All black people look the same around the world?
Nope, I could tell an African from a black American. I could tell the difference. If you're from if you're from America, you know.
All right. Just making sure. Anybody want a job for Gia?
I'll drive.
Now we need somebody we need an opposing opinion.
I'll drop real quick.
Yeah, I was about to say
I'm going. Let me get
Just came up. I can drive.
So what?
whoever. The first, more the merrier, I guess. Nice. Whoever want to go first. But now we need. We're on share. Yeah, tap the screen. Yeah, like the live. Thank you, 216. Like the live. Tap the screen. What else? Share it with your favorite African, Native American, YT American. No, not YT American. YT person. Thank y'all for the follows. Share it with your group chat. Share it with your best friend. Share it with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. Share it with your mama. Share it with your grandma. Your grandpa, papa, whatever. But yeah, and then send gifts to the people on the panel. Yeah, we need some opposing opinions in here. I had 10 followers. Appreciate that.
For people in here, no one's tapping the screen if he's only at 23,000 likes. Can everyone please tap the screen?
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it. Shout out to my moms up here. But yeah, we need some opposing opinions in here. All the crash outs. We had crash outs in here. I'm not gonna lie. Who's a non? Okay, we got a non up here. Where you from? Never mind. Yeah, we had a more crashed out earlier. Because I told him that the letter from George Washington actually said that Morocco is in dominion to the United States and not the other way around. He crashed out on me. And then we have some Africans up here. Well, some Pan-Africans up here, I guess. Some African Americans up here. They crashed out on me. One told me to shut up. I told him to shut his musty mouth. So yeah. And then also, if you missed it last night, I got blocked from somebody's panel after she called us pretendians and stuff like that. So I came up there and said what I had to say, and she ain't like it. So she blocked me.
It was when I came in and you told the African American dude to go get the man of the house, put his mama on the phone. Oh my God. I can't wait to use that one day.
Yeah, the man of the house. Yep.
Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
I what's up, G? I told him I need to talk to your grandma. Like, he was just being facetious. So I started trolling them after they started becoming facetious. I just started trolling. I was like, yeah, I need to talk to the man of the house. Put your mama on the phone. Like, I ain't trying to hear from you. Your mama, he probably lying on his mama. Yeah, my mama told us you're African. This mama probably don't even know what the heck he talking about. Like, stop lying. Why you lying on your mama? That's weird. Like, why you lying on your mama?
They're always trying to kick it. Don't know how to get along. That lets you know they ain't a part of our culture because we ain't got to go to those extremes. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know how to take a joke. Bro, like one of them hacked my cousin page, and I had said something to him that I knew my cousin would get. And dude was like, "What WTF?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know that can't be my cousin." He got to calling me cool because like dude said Trump was a pedophile, you know, PDF file. You did, so I'm like,
game changer left. My bad. Go ahead.
Nah, cause dude was like, yeah, Trump a PDF file. So what? Deport me. I don't care. And I'm like, so where? The 7th Ward? And he was like, what? You WTF? I'm like, hold on. And I got to talking to dude. He got to calling me all kind of calls and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you must be a hacker, cause ain't no way my cousin would have got that joke off the bat. You dig? But they over there trying to and talking crazy. So y'all be on the lookout for that. If y'all do have any pages that y'all don't go to, there's somebody over there that's on that bad boy. So make sure you check back into that, because it still comes back to you.
Thanks. All right, for sure. Natives here. Game Changer dropped off the panel. We had a South African. We was gonna have a South African up here. What's up, Native?
Hey, y'all. Hey, panel. I actually didn't mean to come up. I'm gonna drop back down to the comments.
She's always leaving me. But what's up, Barnton?
Oh, yeah, hello.
Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
Well, I'm Black American.
Black American. What state?
Well, there you go. The Bayou. The Bayou.
The Bayou? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
sound
keep
like
it
that.
at the Bayou. Yeah, the Bayou, all right. Yes. Now,
You from?
some blacks are, I would say some blacks are from Africa, because you know you got a lot of people named Senegal in Louisiana, right? That's why they named Senegal.
Oh, brother.
And then you go to Mississippi, you got a city called Dahomey, Mississippi.
Dahomey, Mississippi. What?
Yeah, it's in Mississippi called Dahomey, Mississippi, because there was a lot of Dahomey slaves. Google it right now. Google.
Hold on. Dahomey, Mississippi. Look.
Yeah, because a lot of slaves from Dahomey were there.
It's Boulevard County. What is it? Okay. Dahomey. It was founded. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. No. It said they had a large in the world. Okay. Dahomey Plantation was founded by F.G. Ellis, who named it after Dahomey, the homeland of his slaves. Mm.
And it was the biggest slave plantation in the Mississippi Delta, you know. But I have a story about this too. No,
what part of Africa are you from?
I don't know what part of Africa I'm from. All I could trace mine is back to Haiti.
He's a Haitian.
Why you say you Black American?
I am Black American. Okay, I gotta start this again. Yo, I'm out of here. Hey, send me off, man. I can't take this no more.
He can't take it no more. Yeah, why you fleeing, yo?
I'm out of here because.
Yeah. We just trying to help you, man.
No,
whitey,
I'm out.
man. Oh, I
Cut
love
me
you,
off.
whitey, man.
No, I'm not gonna kick you off.
Louder than a dirt patty up here saying you Black American.
Okay,
Yeah,
cut
we
me
know
out.
what you say.
Cut me out, man. I'm out.
Why you want to
because-
stay with your cousin?
Who, you are my cousin?
Oh, the whitey. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, what's up?
But you did learn something about the Dahomey, Mississippi, right? The Dahomey plant. And there's a lot of slave plantation with African name around Mississippi and Louisiana. You just don't know about it.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
I'm from Louisiana.
How do they have African names when y'all don't even have the alphabet?
What about Angola?
Where'd y'all get the alphabet from to make
Angola?
African names in America?
When did Angola become Angola? Wasn't it some?
Algeria?
When did Angola get
Algeria.
established? When did Angola become Angola?
Because of the slave that were
I
coming
hear
there.
crickets. I hear crickets. When was Angola called Angola? I hear crickets right now.
Anyway,
Because Angola, it wasn't called Angola before it was called Angola. That's not what it was called.
It was called
It was
Rhodesia.
kingdoms over there.
Rhodesia.
So
It was called
then,
Rhodesia.
what place was called Angola first then? Was it in America or was it over there?
Rhodesia, you're right. Okay, so you're right. I
Okay
give you a
then.
perfect
Okay
that.
then.
You're
So
a
yeah,
smart guy.
don't sit here and tell that lie,
Okay.
bro. Like we just don't know, bro. Like we not stupid, bro.
It
We
was,
read,
it
bro.
was Rhodesia. It was Rhodesia. It was Rhodesia.
Are you sure? You
I'm
sure
gonna
it
go
was
square
called?
this, bro. Next.
In old day, it was Rhodesia. Rhodesia.
Talking about? I'm good for
The
you.
name of a country I've called Rhodesia.
Like Angola to me.
That's true. So he right on point. So
Rhodesia.
he one only Black American that know that probably.
No, he's not. A lot of these countries don't have their original names. A lot of these countries in Africa don't, like most of West Africa was Zaire at one point. And then Sudan before that. It's West Sudan.
Hey,
And
Bobby.
what would they home it after they home it, you know?
They would have been a part of West Sudan and Zaire.
No, they home it. What would they home it to their name? What is this place?
It would have been either Zaire or West
No, they home
Sudan.
it today.
They're from West Africa, aren't they?
Yeah, Benin.
Yeah,
The
Benin.
voodoo.
Sir.
Ugon.
Wasn't even Haiti.
Ukapkone.
Y'all just got y'all name.
Ukakone Kizo Fejodia. Hey, let me go, man. I'm out of here. You all have a nice day.
That African accent too thick.
Terrible troller.
He just got here yesterday.
Troller.
I'm out.
Man, where the Africans?
I'm not even there.
Can you send this to some Africans on your way out?
Yeah, I seen some juju, man. Really get you high.
You gonna give me some what? I'm gonna send some roots right back at you. You ain't gonna know what
Some
hit you.
juju. Some nice juju.
Baby, juju ain't nothing compared to hoodoo. Remember, you on our land, so you in our energy grid.
Right. Yeah. All that juju stuff sound cute. Until you wake up
tomorrow and you're gonna have a tail.
Okay, let me up because I'm not getting that
on your
I
forehead.
Said what I have to say.
And right,
I'm
all
not,
you
I
have
said
to
what
do
I
is
said.
come
I
up here
go.
and answer the prompt. You over here talking about you gonna do this stuff on people. Bye.
Okay, bye.
I'll be back, y'all.
Buddy over here, he can't even finesse the game, bro. Your accent too heavy. We know you lying. Nah, don't leave. Come back. I want to play.
That's crazy. Now these people talking about they gonna do magic on us because we be telling them the truth.
I Black American. American.
Person is bloodline for 200 years.
Yeah, I seen you on the news. Yeah, you was on the news and you was on the stand and you was talking to the I think the city council about something.
One of your task
force. Oh, that task force. Yeah. Them coons.
Yeah, I seen you. I was listening to it. You are so pretty.
Oh, I appreciate it. We had to catch the grifters trying to take our birthright. All over the country, we got to catch them and run them down, y'all.
New speakers on the stage. We got Kenyan analysts and Brother Yehu was happening.
Sounds good. I think the Kenyan analyst ran away. But hey, y'all know, y'all you should put that PBS interview on her.
It's one of my first few posts.
That I'm gonna have to go share it.
You got
sweater. Oh, I look so FAT on that though. Oh, I can't stand. I was slouching in that chair.
you look good, y'all. You look all right. But you got two accounts, or is it somebody faking that they you?
No more American requests.
Hey,
Africans and native
Wengapo,
zones.
Kwee. OCO.
Somebody faking like they me.
Yes, but you have two accounts.
Man, y'all know I'm technologically re-arted. Okay, so I couldn't figure out
You
how to
just
put
say that
this
you was
account
not
on other devices. So I got one that says Auntie Yaya, if that's what you're talking about.
I was just making sure.
You got two TikTok profiles,
Yeah, on
I
accident.
ain't mad at you. You gotta switch it up sometimes, man.
But shout out to
What?
y'all, man. I like to see my Indians on this side of the platform sometimes, man. I'm happy to see y'all. How y'all feel?
Good. How are you?
Good.
It's Leo, right?
What up, Darby? Yeah, this Keo. You know, I switched my shit to Sage Burnham because I don't be wanting everybody to know my first name and shit. But you know how it goes.
If there's any Africans in here, don't be scared. It's just the phone. We cannot stick our hand through the phone and grab you around the neck. Come
Nigga,
up to
them
the chat.
Africans are scared of y'all. Nigga. Y'all leave them Africans alone, man. You know they ain't fucking with us Indians, man. They gotta find some panties to find it.
Language. Watch your language.
Yeah,
Can
you
y'all
gotta.
put fruit in the chat?
Yeah, drop some fruit, watermelons and stuff. You know, I love some watermelon. But anyway, they look for panty panels to jump on. See, that's a major issue. Is the panties allow because they can't really go toe and toe with the indigenous. They allow the panties allow the Africans to come in and have a opinion, and you know they don't really know they don't have no decorum, so it just be like a major distraction. That's the issue. They ain't gonna come on no stage with no just straight Indian, but they'll go on the stage with, if they know it's a panty hosting or whatever, because the panties be giving them that room to disrespect other Black Americans.
I see more Africans. They'll come over to some space before a panty, dude. You know, panty, they the ones that I see that be real clicked up. They the ones that they only be on African spaces, or I ain't never really had no conversation with no Pan African until I go to their spaces. But I seen Africans come over a lot, actually, way more than Pan
The
African.
Africans, they always be on my panel and they want to tell me everything that they learned in about 5 seconds. I don't know why.
First thing
I love your panel. I come over there, I be like, doggone, she done
they
caught
do
a
be
whole
on
bunch
your
of them in the
panel,
net.
Shawty. They do be on her panel. But I ain't gonna lie, man. The first thing I ask a African, I always ask an African this question when they try to insult or try to act like they know so much more. I ask them, what's the education ranking in your country? They don't ever want to answer that. Yeah, but once you ask them that question, they shut the hell up. Just straight up, they shut up because they know the education ranking in the whole continent of Africa is way below America. And so it's like, I don't care what you think you learned. You know what I mean? You don't really have the education understanding to be able to break down these complex thoughts. So it's whatever.
I had to tell him one time, said when I was in the live, when I'm like, bro, they always want to talk about how we're uneducated. Look at their whole continent. Like, you want to talk about a group of people, let's talk about the whole collective of y'all. Like, all of y'all together couldn't equate to the brain power of one of us. So how is y'all gonna sit here and want to talk about how, and that's why they be so proud to finally be educated and to learn something, because they don't learn nothing. They don't get taught nothing. You dig? They over there still trying to figure out how to make a decent shelter, but want to come over here and talk crazy to the people that invented the light bulb, the toilet, AC, the plane, the car, the GPS. Like, I could keep going down the list of things we didn't create it that they're benefit. Well, they ain't even benefiting from some of the stuff that I made because they don't even use it. But these people here is really off they rocker if they really think that they can even compare to us in any kind of way. And that's why they always feel like when we get to talking about the stuff we do, they like, oh, y'all trying to make this a competition. No, it ain't no competition. You have to actually be competing for it to be a competition. Y'all not even in the race. So how you gonna say we competing with you? Like, it's small with little beans to a mountain, a hill of beans to a mountain. Like, it ain't no comparison.
Wow, that was a hell of a statement.
Sage, Courtney.
Hey, how you doing? But I did want to say, well, let me answer the prompt. Darvin, I've been on here before, so I don't know, but I am 32. I'm a Black American FBA. It says, can African Americans prove that they're African?
I did. I've been doing my genealogies for the last couple of weeks. And I got to 1750, and I have yet to find an African. I have yet, and it's I found out my people's own land. I have found out, they were I knew we were Black, but they were mulatto. They were written as mulatto. Then they turned to, Black as as the census kept going. But I want to speak on when you said about them being uneducated. Earlier, I was in, I think her name's Ricky Live, and the guy, the Pan-Africanism, I don't know if y'all seen, he be having panels too. And I was explaining to him, I have actual paperwork digitally that, Ancestry that I found, and, it connected back to my people. And he said paper. He said they didn't have paper in the 1800s. I said, what? Are you sitting here telling me that are you saying that paper didn't exist in the 1800s? And I was so confused. But then after that, when I tried to tell him, are you stupid? Then he was like, oh, well, you need a DNA test. That's not enough. And I said, hold on. I said, they have a whole paper trail of my family. Kids for when they take the census, every 10 years. The same people from the census prior is on that one, this basically off the research. And it's just it just shows how uneducated they are. I don't know how underdeveloped Africa is to the point where they didn't have paper in the 1800s, but I'm pretty sure paper, I think Chinese invented paper because I take graphic design now. So we made paper in one of my classes, handmade paper. And he was saying that
Some
it's
Africans
been,
have paper.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Some Africans have paper. I think that shit was, sorry. I think it comes from Egypt, if I'm not.
Yeah, it's one
and
of
stuff
them.
like that. I think it comes from Egypt. It's called so. They either are very academically behind and don't even know the history that occurred on their own continent, or they're just trying to play with your intelligence.
A history to claim.
Exactly, and that's what who had cotton plants had paper. Exactly, I think, but paper's been around. I think before Jesus. So for him to say that, I was just like, nah, you dumb. Are you serious? Or are you trolling me right now? People in Africa who say that they didn't get paper until the Dutch.
What?
That they never wrote anything down, that everything was oral because they didn't have paper. And I believe them. The way they act in the 21st century, I believe them.
I ain't African, so I don't know what the hell happened over there.
I know paper been here for a minute in America. That's all I know.
I'll keep it but this is really some insight, right? So people who always argue the DNA stuff, those are people who don't know their genealogy, can't find their genealogy. So if you listen to Africans will always say, do your DNA. Well, that's because that's the only thing they can do to find anything about their ancestry, right? But they don't even have not even ancestry, just percentages, because they don't really have records over there to say, okay, this is my father, my father's father, my father's mother, going back on with recorded data. So DNA does not help them in the concept of genealogy. So because they are limited, what they do is they project their limited flaws in record keeping onto us, which don't work because we actually have records. So when we do genealogy, this is the thing, right? DNA is a secondary tool in genealogy. It's only used to verify that your records are correct, right? And that's even an algorithm. It's a whole calculation, right? So when you're talking to these people, they don't know their great grandma, they don't have no name, they ain't got no records, no census, no nothing. You know what I mean? All they can do is take a DNA test. Now, the flaw in DNA is this, right? They always like to bring up haplogroups. The truth is this: you're only getting 2 lines out of thousands. Your father's line, if you're a male, and if you're a male, you can get your mother's line. If you're a woman, you're only getting your mother's line unless you get your brother to DNA test, and then that one you can get your father's line, right? But regardless, at the end of the day, that's only 2 lines out of thousands. DNA is not going to tell you the haplogroup of your father's mother and all of those brackets, or not going to tell you the DNA, the haplogroup of your mother's father, and everything that goes up from there. So it's like you bring up DNA, it's only 2 lines. Why do you hinge your whole identity on that? Nigga, I was raised like the way I look
Because
at
that's
it,
the
like
only way they can try to connect themselves to us because they know genealogically they don't have the lineage. They don't have
but
the
that's that
record
lack of
lineage to connect
education.
themselves to us.
That's that lack of education, lack of records, lack of data. And that's not our
And
fault.
they
They
said they
need to
just
check
started
themselves.
doing the census probably this decade, or like I don't want to say this decade because it's 2020, probably last decade, where they just
Certain
started
countries
to.
in Africa, certain countries in Africa have been having census records since like 1950. But regardless, that's not no time. I mean, like if you
That's my
if you
mom.
if you exactly if you put it in comparison, right? There is no 1960, 70, 80 census that are available to us, right? The only one, the most recent census that we can actually access freely is the 1950 census, because anybody who was born after 1950 is most likely still alive. You get what I'm saying? So there's privacy laws, right? So what the hell is what's good with the 1950s on up census if that's all you got? That don't tell me nothing. That literally, my mama was born in like 1953 or some shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep on. I had a few drinks, starving. My bad. I'm gonna try to watch my words.
So
But yeah, like they really can't. They don't have no information, and they come at us with a superiority complex, which is unwarranted because they don't have the level of education, information, records, or nothing to compete with us. It's just really ridiculous at the end of the day, but it is what it is.
for sure. Yeah,
How
what's
y'all
up?
doing?
What's going on, Iron Fist? Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
How you doing? I am from Baltimore, Maryland. My
Mm-hmm.
ethnicity is African American, but you might as well say I'm kind of like a mixture of a lot. I'm a mixture with Japanese. My father was African American and Japanese. My great grandfather on my grandfather's side was Portuguese. I can look through the slave records because we do have the slave records. My mother and my grandmother and my aunt were the historians of our family. So we keep the lineage of our family as they did in the old ways and Bibles. But when my mother's generation came along, they actually went to the down in DC to the halls of Congress and got the records. Went here in Maryland to the halls of Congress here. Also went to California and also went to Mexico, as well as to pick up and put our family and try to put our family lineage together. We haven't done that on my father's side of the family because my father is mixed and my great grandfather was also mixed as well. So I was not able to do that. So that's basically kind of like my ethnicity. But I'm Baltimore born and bred, East Baltimore, lived in the hood, graduated from a top school.
Was you at the city or Poly?
No, I went to Mervo.
You went to Mervo? All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What part? What side of the east side are you from?
Down below, down the hill, Washington and Edgar Street.
Oh, down there. All right. I'm from Greenmount.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I actually own the home that my great grandparents lived in and had my grandmother. I bought the house, had it gutted out, redone it, and now it's an actual family home. So when I have family members that come from out of town, they have a place to go instead of going to a hotel.
Oh, that's cool.
Shout out to that, bro. I respect that heavily.
Can I say something? And see, like with your situation, with your father being like mixed with Asian, like Blasian, and then your grandfather was Blasian too, or was he? Like you said,
My grandfather's father was Blasian. My father's father was African American and Indian. I'm not sure, but my grandmother was straight from Portsmouth, Virginia.
And
I know,
Virginia. Okay.
Straight Portsmouth, Virginia. I know that for a fact. That's where the Ransom family came from, and then they migrated And I also know that they migrated down and up. They migrated up here and they migrated down south, down to Louisiana. I do know that much. So I just like I said, I haven't really done a lot of digging because I do know that this Discord is RANSOME and RANSOM.
Okay. The only reason I asked that was because a lot of Africans, they don't understand how much of a mix of gene pools that we have from different, different races. I don't know if they're like, I have not been to Africa. I don't want to just say stuff I don't know, but I know what I just assume is that majority of the people there, not now, but back in the day, are majority Black. They were in tribes.
So I was sitting in the outskirts, and I've heard your panel is great. I think it's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Some historical facts that we need to understand. Nigeria, Libya, and 2 other countries were a kingdom, a actual kingdom altogether, which stretched over 17,000 miles, that had a wall over 10,000 miles that could lap America twice. It was destroyed in 1846 during the transatlantic slave trade. So during that time, what we call Nigeria and all those countries now was one whole kingdom. It wasn't split like it's split now. Nigeria and all those countries just became notified countries only 50 years ago. So those doctrines and things that they're coming into, they just started to come into that stuff. They just started to emancipate themselves. We have to remember when we was watching a different world in Africa and all that stuff, when we were kids watching a different world, that's what it was about. What we talking about right now. That's what that apartheid with Nelson Mandela and all of them, they were fighting for their freedom, because when we were enslaved over here, they were being enslaved over there. So they were just cut off. And just like the sister did say, word of mouth was in their names. That's how they kept it. They kept the word of mouth of their history in their names. If you actually ask an African to tell you their names, their last name is first and their first name is last. So that way they can carry the first name and the last name of their father's father.
Hey, Iron Fist, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in your genealogy, because you seem like you did a lot of it, have you found African that came from Africa in your genealogy, or are you basing your African ancestry based on that you descend from chattel slaves or something?
I'm not, to be honest with you, from every way I looked, my ancestors come from here and there. And it's a blend. So I can't really, to be honest with you, I can't honestly say, do I come from here or do I come from there? I know eventually. I know from what. Right.
That's fine. I'm not here to try to.
What are we talking about here? You have to you ain't even completed both sides to even know for a fact, bro. Like, come on now.
We can't with you on that.
Honest.
Hold up. We gotta walk with people where they at. I get what you're saying. I'm on your side with that.
Explain to me about the wrapping around America twice. Are you talking about the United States, or are you talking about the continent of America? Because the continent of America goes from the top of Canada all through the islands all the way down. So I'm confused about the wrapping around.
Yeah, it's impossible for them to have a wall that can wrap around the
I'm talking about the United States
twice.
For sure.
Have you been to Annapolis?
USA, it's impossible.
Yes, I've been to Annapolis.
The library.
I've been to the library. Also, if you want to throw this in there, I am a 32nd degree master mason, so I have traveled.
Okay.
So
no, I was just asking. Hold on 1 second. I was just asking because thank you, Shell. My bad. Thank you for the super chat, Shell. But I was asking because have you checked the archive records in Annapolis?
I know my mother has, but I have not. But she does have paper writings here in the house. I do know that for a fact.
Have you checked? Have you went to Richmond? Have you went to the library in Richmond? My bad, you ever?
No, I've never heard about the library in Richmond.
Then you can
if you can send me some information on it.
Yeah, you can search genealogy in Richmond. That's the library of Virginia.
Do you have to?
I'm gonna give you some jewels too. Like
With
you
the
said, you're
library
a
of
32nd
Richmond?
degree Mason. Go ahead, Courtney. My
I'm
bad.
sorry. I just wanted to ask a question to Darvin. With the library in Richmond, like, is that for everybody? Because I am from.
Anybody can go there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm. If you have family, I only go there if you have family for Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
Okay. That makes sense.
So
I got you.
Quick question. So you say you're a 32 degree Mason, which means you haven't hit the shrine.
Hold. Don't say 32 degree. It's 32nd.
32nd. My apologies.
I worked hard to get those degrees, bro.
So you didn't get to that shrine yet. But this
I
is
am
the
a
thing,
shriner.
right?
I am a shriner.
So you are a shriner now.
Yes, I am a shriner. I've been a shriner and a Mason for 14 years. I am a shriner also.
So when you do your genealogical research, do you ever look into the libraries that are in the different the different lodges?
Yes, that's where I started.
Okay, smart move, because that's where you're gonna get more information that you can't get freely.
That's why that's why I was able to go as far as I was able to go.
I can believe it.
And the points of it, that's how I wound up getting stumped, because it led me to, in certain aspect, to churches that weren't there anymore.
If the churches wasn't there no more in the records, because that means the records aren't at that church, usually those records would be at another church or a different location. The records probably weren't destroyed unless the church got caught on fire or something, but they gotta be at another local church.
So you're almost locked in.
Hold on, yeah. Somebody came up here out of pocket. Where you from, Tucson? What's your ethnicity?
Arizona.
Yeah. What's your ethnicity?
I'm half everything.
You're half everything. Why you coming up and say we yapping about something? Like, where's your manners at?
Yapping over here. It's just boring.
Hey, who raised you, sir? Who raised you? Yeah, who raised you? Because what makes you think that'd be acceptable to butt in the conversation and tell
that's
people
just
that?
how the blacks raised me.
That's how the blacks raise it, and this is how the blacks is gonna drop you. Got time for these potty mouths. What's up, Sosa? Yeah, get that. Somebody block him, please.
That's how the blacks gonna drop you.
Darby don't play no games. He'll drop you in the heart in a beat of a second.
Like, he interrupted a important conversation. Like, you having where people are building and it is actually interesting and insightful. But yeah, like that's OD disrespectful. Go ahead.
I want to say one thing. Why don't these Masons want to let go of that African?
Are you reports the lives?
I was about to say, but I was told to wait a minute.
What do you mean?
You're kind of locked into the Masons are locked into their African identity.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I mean, you can agree or disagree, but it's in your it's within the oath that you guys have. It's at the beginning.
I never took an oath in Masonry. I didn't take any oath. I was obligated to my fellow man, God, and my family and my community, but I never took an oath.
So you're not a part of like
So you're not part of the Scottish Rite?
Yeah.
I am a part of the Scottish Rite, but even in the Scottish Rite, I didn't take an oath. I was obligated. There's a difference.
There's a difference, but I get what you're saying. I don't think, because if many of us who have Mason ancestors, Eastern Star ancestors, whether it's your mama or grandparents, a lot of us are indigenous. There's tons historically of indigenous Masons. I mean, you can really go back
I understand that, but you have to go back to the inception. You have to go back to the inception of them. And within the inception of them, there's a commitment to the idea of being from Africa. My great grandfather is a 33rd degree. So I know what I'm talking about. My grandmother was an Eastern Star. It's all over their tombstones. I was raised in this. I know what I'm talking about. So
But
when you go back to
likewise,
the
yeah.
inception, when you go back to the inception of them, that is part of their decree,
Well,
is that they're going to put
very
forth this
similar to you,
idea of being from Africa.
But just very similar to you, Yaya. My mother's an Eastern Star. Both my grandparents, Eastern Star Masons. My other grandfather and grandmother are Eastern Stars and Masons, all Shriners. I come from a fully Masonic and Eastern Star family on both sides of my family. Not one of them ever said anything about Africa. Not one of them. My mamas, my aunts, my uncles, grandparents on both sides of the family, it ain't never had no conversation of Africa. Matter of fact, they will tell you they're not from Africa. So I don't really know. And then like even Masonry in general isn't really based in African identity whatsoever. Not even Prince Hall Masons. So I don't get that.
If you go back to Prince Hall, yes, it is. Hold on, I'll be back. Let me pull this receipt for you. You have to understand what I'm saying to you. AKAs, Omegas and Deltas would say that they're not from Africa. But if they go back to the inception of their sororities and fraternities, which all fall in line with Prince Masons, that is the idea that they are supposed to be pushing and supposed to envelop, is that they are Africans. They are given specific jobs. These people were given, I don't care what it comes down to socialism. I'm talking about on the basis that they were created and made upon was to push this ideology that Black folks came from Africa. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I've listened to both of you, and I am a Prince Hall Mason. Proud. There is a knowledge of the development of Masonry is from Africa, and it was here before the Europeans brought it here. And it was the conception of Egyptology, the mystery schools. Europeans brought it here. The thing about it is that Europeans found out about it, got it, they date stamped it, and they own it because they date stamped it. That's the conception.
No, they actually went to Europe and asked them.
Right.
They went to Europe and asked them to be accepted in. If they were the initiators, why did they go to Europe to the YT Masons and ask them could they be part of theirs and then get their affiliation to it, with the understanding that they would be telling people that they come up out of Africa?
Correct.
Now wait real quick, because I don't want you to convolute like the work of Masonry with the organizations of Masons. And we talking about the organizations of Masons and not the work of Masonry or manifestation, and that's basically what it is, right?
Correct. Correct. Those are two separate things.
Yeah, so we're not talking about the work of Masonry. We're talking about the Mason organizations. And the Mason organizations are based out of Europe. You feel me? And when they interests are like against our interests. So that's one thing I dislike when Masons do that. When they know we talking about the organizations, y'all want to convolute the organization with the work craft. We're not talking about the work craft. We're talking about the organizations. So like we're not talking about it coming out of Africa or stuff like that, or but the oath that y'all have is to, somehow I don't know what that oath is about, but I know every Mason that I've met don't want to let go of that Africa.
I wouldn't say that.
Part of their existence. It's what they said they would agree to indoctrinate people in when they went to Europe and asked to be part of their organization.
I wouldn't
And
say
so
that.
I don't care if we're in the 21st century and people are, I'm indigenous. I've never said Africa. It doesn't matter. You got to go back to the brick and mortar of your organization. And the brick and mortar of your organization was that you guys were from Africa and that y'all would say that.
All right, yeah, we got what's up, Celeb Bonnet?
Y'all, what's going on? Let me turn down this music.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
Repeat your question.
Where are you from and what's your ethnicity?
Well, I'm from Florida. I live in South Florida. My dad, he's African American, and my mom, she's Trinidadian. So I got a little mix of both. Yeah, me personally, I feel like African Americans, we like living in America. I just feel like there's a lot of ethnicities. Like, you know, some African Americans got Native American, some got directly from Africa. I mean, like, there's really no pinpoint on what we can say that we are. I mean, you could take a little DNA test or whatever, a little genetic test or whatever, and get your little results. But I mean, I wouldn't identify as African. I'm gonna identify as African American. Like, and that's just simple as that. I'm not gonna identify me being that like African. I'm not gonna identify as the results that I got in my DNA test. Like, hypothetically, I get Nigerian inside my my DNA test. I'm not gonna identify as Nigerian because, first of all, I mean, I never grew up in the Nigerian culture. I only grew up in the African American culture, so I'm gonna identify as African American. I mean, that's
Can I ask you a
really it.
question, Celeb? So you say you identify as an African American. Is African American a genealogical standard?
You said what?
Is African American a genealogical standard? A genealogical term? Is it found on any genealogical or vital statistic records?
Like, you mean a DNA test? Like, you mean
No,
that?
not a DNA test where you can just say anything.
Sorry to cut in
I
on you
mean,
guys.
like a
I gotta
birth
get off. I gotta go
certificate,
do something with my
death
daughter real quick.
certificate,
Thank you guys very
marriage
much.
certificate,
All right, peace. No
census
problem. Have a good
records.
one.
These are records that actually show your genealogy, right? So I speak on genealogical standards. I don't go outside genealogical standards because anything outside of that can't really be proven. It's all social. But a genealogical standard is on paper. So in your paperwork, whether no matter how far you go back and be yours, your parent, whatever, do you ever find the term African American?
Oh, so like, okay, I'm trying to get with you right here because I mean, I don't really deep diving down to the Hold on, let me just stop.
It's okay.
Let me
Don't worry.
stop.
It's all
Yeah,
right. It's all good.
I don't really dive down too deep into that because I mean, I've tried to get my own records from my family. I've tried so many times, but I can't. I mean, me personally, I can't find them. I mean, I just never found, even from my mom's side, who is Trinidadian, I've never found them because by record, my ancestors on my mom's side, it was never recorded. Even with my daddy's side, it was never recorded. So like,
They have birth certificates?
I mean, yeah, like 2000s, 90s, like 80s, like through there, yes.
Oh, so
But like
that's fine. That's fine. Have
Yeah,
you
but like
ever seen any of those records?
Wait, where's your dad from?
my dad, he's born here. He's African American. He's like, you know, from
He's from
here.
Florida?
No, he's not from Florida. He's from Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying,
Parents?
right?
Do you
You're
know
not
where his
gonna
parents are?
find.
I know his parents. I know his parents. His mom is from Mississippi, and his dad, I think he's from. I think he is from Texas. Yeah.
See, my thing is
His
this: you're
genealogy.
not gonna see African American on nobody's paperwork. So I'll be questioning why people so firmly like to identify as something that's not even on their ancestors' paperwork. Like, I say I'm black. I have no problem with saying I'm black. I'm indigenous, whatever, but I have no problem with saying I'm black. Why? Because I know I got an ancestor in 1860 and 1870 on census record, they are classified specifically as Black, right? So that's a genealogical standard. I have no problem with saying I'm Black American or whatever, based on, I can even say I'm mulatto American, even though I'm not mulatto, but that's still in my genealogical record. One thing that don't exist is the term African American. Hell, I'm an 80s baby. That I was born before that even became a federal identification.
She's not going to be able to do what you did say because she hasn't done her genealogy.
When I say, when I be like African American, I just mean Black. I'm just saying African American, like, because it's Black. I just use it because it's like the term. But yeah, what I mean when I say African American, I just mean Black.
I'll say stop.
When I hear the word African American, it's like a bad taste in my mouth. But that's a personal thing to me. I don't try to project that on other
we
people.
gotta put
I
that out
accept
there
it if that's
because
what you want to
they only
identify.
push that. They only push that over here on TikTok as a spite to us. As a spite. That's the only reason why they push that. It's spite to people who on FBA or they on the Indigenous tip. They only push that African American over there for that. Most people in your day to day say I'm Black. Nobody, you ain't never heard nobody in your day to day like I'm African American. Nobody says that. Most people say I'm Black.
Black folks in the 70s told you it was a schizoid term. We actually, Jet Magazine told you African American was a schizoid term, and nobody in the
only reason why they push that on this app specifically is the spite, and anybody else following that is like I mean like that's not the term to call us. Black American is the actual term if you want to go by legal means or whatever.
It's paternalistic. It's a superiority complex. They done convince you to call yourself African American because that makes you what you call a bootleg African in general, right? African.
To the sister real
You call Euro
because I don't want her to feel like she's being talked about.
Ostracized.
Your father,
Yeah,
on your father's side, being that he's from Alabama and Mississippi, you can go to Ancestry.com. They'll give you a 14-day free trial. And you can start with your father, putting in his name, or if you have his parents' name and the state that they were born in, and see how far back you can get on your father's side for free. And then cancel, screenshot everything, print everything out, and then cancel because they'll charge you $24.95 on the day of the 15th day. So, and then from then on, you can use FamilySearch.com, which is free. But it's kind of easier to use Ancestry. And since you're going to be new at that, I would do that and see how far back you can go on your father's side. And then those titles that are on that paperwork is what Sage is talking about when he says he only uses his genealogical records and the titles given to him when he describes himself, and that African American is not on there. And then you'll even understand this conversation a little bit more of what they're talking about.
Okay, all right.
I wasn't targeting you. I was just letting you know that like lots of people on here just push that to like really spite people who want to move away from it.
Yeah, because I remember I did talk to my daddy. He got family everywhere, like the whole entire South rest, but he got family everywhere. So, child, go do that little genealogy or whatever. But yeah, thanks, y'all.
For sure.
I'm tired, man.
Oh, yeah, you ain't have to drop, but I
haven't been to sleep, so I'm probably about to shut this down and go to sleep.
For sure.
Yeah, you said what?
Handle on both ends, huh?
Yeah.
You're going to be back late night? Because I got to go cook dinner anyway. It's 3 o'clock in California. I got to start dinner.
I'm sure.
What you over there cooking?
Even know. I got to figure it out, and I got to figure it out fast.
I ain't mad.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later.